Okay, what if I told you about a cryptographic breakthrough that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction? The ability to take a blockchain's entire massive history and shrink it down into a proof so small it could literally fit inside a single tweet.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. We're not talking about just the latest block or a summary. We're talking about the whole thing, from the very first transaction to the millionth. All of it, verifiable, in a file smaller than a simple email. It feels like it should be impossible, right? Well, today we're going to break down exactly how it works. But to really get why this tiny proof is such a revolution, we first have to understand the enormous problem it solves. It's a problem called state bloat. And honestly, it's one of the biggest threats to the future of decentralization. Here's the deal. As a blockchain gets older and more popular, the cost of running a node just explodes. You need terabytes of storage. Your internet connection gets hammered for days, sometimes weeks, just to download the history. And your computer has to have enough juice to process every single transaction that ever happened. It's turning what should be a decentralized network for everyone into an exclusive club for data centers. And what happens then? Well, when only a few big players can afford to participate, you don't really have a decentralized network anymore. You have a system that relies on a handful of powerful operators. And that brings back the exact problem of centralization that blockchain was designed to eliminate in the first place. So, if state bloat is the disease, then what's the cure? Well, it's an incredible cryptographic concept called recursive proofs. And this is where the real magic happens. It's a way to prove an infinitely long chain of information is valid with a tiny, constant-sized key. The best way to picture this is to imagine a massive, ever-growing stack of legal documents. A recursive proof is like a single magical notary seal on the very top page. But here's the trick. That one seal doesn't just verify the top document, it also mathematically verifies the seal on the page directly beneath it. So by just checking that one seal on top, you instantly know the entire stack is legit, no matter how tall it gets. The fancy term for this is incrementally verifiable computation, or IVC. For every new block, a new proof is made, and that proof basically says two things. Yep, the data in this new block is valid, and, by the way, the proof for the block that came right before me was also valid. It's like a chain of cryptographic dominoes. So when you get to the latest block, you just check its proof, and you have mathematically guaranteed the entire chain all the way back to the beginning. So, how in the world did this go from a wild theory to something we can actually use? Well, it was a journey of absolutely breakneck innovation in cryptography. Just look at how fast things progressed. At first, we had what's called naive recursion. The idea was basically to create a proof of a proof. It worked in theory, but it was just way too slow and expensive to be practical. Then, cryptographers came up with accumulation schemes, which got clever and pushed all the heavy lifting to the very end, making it actually usable. But the true game changer, the thing that made all this hyper-efficient, is what we have today, folding schemes. And here's the genius of folding. Instead of generating a whole complex cryptographic proof at every single step, a folding scheme does something much smarter. It just takes the new information and sort of folds it into the previous step's data, creating a single running instance. You only generate the final expensive proof one time, at the very end. This tiny shift in approach slashed the per-step cost and made the whole process unbelievably fast. Okay, enough of the high-level crypto theory. Let's ground this in reality and look at 3 major projects that are using this exact technology right now, each in a slightly different way. First up, you have Mina Protocol. You can think of them as the original succinct blockchain. Their entire philosophy, their whole reason for being, is to make verification so incredibly easy that anyone can do it on pretty much any device, a laptop, a web browser, even your smartphone. And this is their iconic magic number, 22 kilobytes. That's it. That's the size of Mina's proof of the entire blockchain. It doesn't matter if there are 1,000 blocks or 10 million blocks. It's always just 22 kilobytes. It's the ultimate weapon against state bloat. All right, so if Mina is obsessed with size, our next project, Polygon Zero, is obsessed with something else entirely: pure, unadulterated speed. Their whole goal with their system, Plonky 2, is to generate these recursive proofs faster than anyone else. And the numbers are just insane. A new recursive proof generated in about 170 milliseconds, and that's not on some supercomputer in a lab, that's on a standard consumer laptop.
Their secret sauce is something they call the Goldilocks field, a 64-bit number base that just happens to be a perfect fit for the architecture of modern processors, letting the math run at blistering speeds. And finally, we have StarkNet. Their angle is a little different. They looked at this and thought, why scale just one thing? Why don't we build a system that can scale an entire ecosystem of apps all at once? It's all about shared scale. The best analogy for their system is a giant freight train. This shared prover, which they call Sharp, basically goes around collecting cargo, which are batches of transactions from all these different applications. It packs them all into one massive train, then uses recursion to generate a single proof for the entire payload before sending it off to Ethereum. So what this really shows you is that this isn't about one best system. It's all about trade-offs. Mina chooses a larger field, which makes the proof size tiny, perfect for decentralization. Polygon 0 uses that 64-bit Goldilocks field to get maximum speed, and StarkNet uses an even smaller 31-bit field, which makes proving so efficient you could theoretically do it on a mobile device. It's all about picking the right tool for the job. So let's zoom out. What does this all really mean? Well, the implications here go way beyond just making blockchains faster or smaller. This technology could fundamentally change our relationship with digital trust itself. Just take your mobile crypto wallet. Right now, your phone isn't actually checking the blockchain. It's trusting a centralized server run by some company to tell it what's true. But in a world with recursive proofs, your phone can just download that tiny 22-kilobyte file and verify the entire chain for itself. You're not trusting anyone. You get the same security as a full node right in your pocket. And that leads to this huge paradigm-shifting idea. The full node is no longer some massive server humming away in a data center. It's just a little background process running on potentially billions of smartphones around the world. We're talking about a network secured not by a few, but by the many. So I'll leave you with this final thought. We've been talking about blockchains, but this tech can verify any kind of computation. So what happens to our world when the cost of proving something is true drops to basically zero? What happens when you can instantly and cheaply verify the integrity of a financial report, a piece of software, or a scientific result without having to trust the source at all? The possibilities are just staggering.